Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you all to the workshop. To the workshop on mastering the art of CV and LinkedIn. So I'm Bimasha Lienege. I will be your moderator for today's session. And mastering the art of CV and LinkedIn is a workshop which is organized related to the StudPro 5.0 career development program. IEEE StudPro is an annual event organized by IEEE Young Professionals Sri Lanka for all the fresh graduates and undergraduates throughout Sri Lanka to expose their talents in the corporate world exactly after their degree or during the final stage of the degree. IEEE StudPro was started back in 2017 to create a platform for undergraduates and graduates, job seekers and companies to interact the same place. So on behalf of MEN project, we are here with the first workshop, which is organized related to StudPro 5.0 on mastering the art of CV and LinkedIn. So for today's session, we have Mr. Amit Gamage and Nithila Nimsara as our guest speakers. Before that, I invite our chairperson, Mr. Kavin, to welcome you all to this session. Mr. Kavin, the spotlight is on to you.
Yeah, thank you, Bimasha. So, good evening, everyone. On behalf of organizing committee, I warmly welcome you all to the first ever session of StudPro 5.0, Mastering the Art of CV and LinkedIn. So, presented by IEEE Young Professionals Sri Lanka. I would like to extend a special welcome to our speaker today, Mr. Amit Gamage, who will be joining to share his expertise on LinkedIn optimization with you tonight. Thank you, Mr. Amit, for accepting our invitation and taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us. It's my great pleasure to welcome the chairman of IEEE Sri Lanka section, Professor Pradeep Abegunawardana, and all the executive committee members of IEEE Sri Lanka section. Then I would like to welcome IEEE Young Professionals Sri Lanka chairman, Mr. Dhammika Marasinghe, student activities committee chairman, Mr. Dhammika Singha, as well as the section representative, Mr. Viduru Bandara. I would also like to welcome all of the attendees who are here with us today. So StudPro 5.0 ways to bring you a whole new variety of workshops and other valuable events to prepare to put your best foot forward in your future interviews, followed by a career fair to help you get interviewed by the industry giants. Before we get started, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all of you who generously helped to make this event a success. I hope that you all will be left with something of value to your journey ahead after this amazing event. So I welcome you all once again to this session, and I hope all of you will have a great time ahead. Thank you very much. Over to Bimasha.
Thank you, Mr. Kain. Can you share this screen, please? Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Amit Gamage has helped 35,000 plus professionals and business owners to grow. He's an executive coach who mentors CEOs, personal branding strategies, sales performance evangelist, and enterprise automation advocate. Moreover, he's a specialist in LinkedIn marketing and also does live streaming. So without further delay, it's my pleasure to invite Mr. Amit Gamage to the spotlight. Sir, platform is yours. So I guess you are muted.
I'm sorry. So I would like to first thank everyone, including the project chairman and all the other management, the management professionals who have been working on this project event. And not only this, I think there's a series of events that's taking place, including this. So great initiative. You can be complaining about what's happening, or you can become part of the solution. So I'm very happy to see youngsters working very hard, not forgetting their future, because future has to be created by us. So these are the kind of things that you should do while doing various other things. This also has to be done. And so my topic is more or less about CV and LinkedIn, but I'm going to focus most of my effort and focus on LinkedIn, because I believe in today's commercial world, if you are applying for a job, if you are starting a business, or if you are sending a CV or even a profile to somebody, someone is going to first look at your LinkedIn profile. Even though you send your CV or your profile, they are anyway going to look at your LinkedIn profile. So if you really want to develop your CV, actually first develop your LinkedIn. And then based on that LinkedIn profile, you can actually develop your CV. Now, why I say that, let's say you apply for a job today, and then you don't get an invitation for an interview, let's say for 45 days. For that 45 days, so many things are going on in your life. Maybe you have gone and cleaned up a beach. You have donated blood. You have participated in so many events. None of them are in that CV, because everything happened after you sending the CV. But somebody is going to check your LinkedIn profile and find out that details of your CV are historic, but your profile on LinkedIn is live. It's happening right now. You have posted something that happened just a few hours ago or yesterday. You have done something. You have given a speech somewhere. That is not there on your LinkedIn. I'm sorry, on your CV. Your CV cannot be updated like that. So I would recommend you to first work on your LinkedIn profile and use LinkedIn as your base to build your CV. You have to anyway send the CV, but then most of the organizations, 99% of the time, are going to look at your LinkedIn profile and see whether your LinkedIn and CV also are in line. If you are saying something else on your CV and your LinkedIn is showcasing something else, then there will be a challenge. So I'll just give you a few points on CV before I move on to the LinkedIn. One is when you send your CV, now, not every organization is sophisticated. Don't think that every single organization, even in those large corporations, some subsidiaries are not so sophisticated. So sometimes their primary method of receiving an CV is email. So you are sending your CV, and of course, you will also write, dear HR manager or whatever, herewith I'm attaching my CV for the position I have applied, and you will give the position. And I look forward to seeing you on an interview or whatever that you will write. What would you put on the headline of that email? You are now sending a CV. Now the headline should have the position, CV for, you write the position that you have applied, because maybe they have in the same advertisement, they are asking for 3 other positions, the CVs. So everybody will be sending their CV. When the HR department, maybe your email will go as careers@abc.com. Now that company, that individual who is sorting the CVs will go through a bit of a challenging time to sort when everybody is sending my CV, or there's no proper naming. So you have to send with the right heading. That headline will help, right topic will help whoever is receiving to sort the CVs. That's number one. Then number two, how do you name your CV? You will say biodata dot docs or CV dot doc. Now, maybe that person, whoever is sorting the CVs, will want to download the CV to a folder, or would want to sort the CVs, or want to take printouts of the CVs. Now, if the name is just CV dot docs, how is that person is going to sort the CVs? So better you have your name on the CV, or you could also have maybe the particular designation that you are applying with your name in the CV. Be very smart in helping the person to sort out things. That's number two. And then when it comes to the CV, I'm not going to talk about or show anything with regard to how to format a CV, what to include and all that. I mean, those kind of information is plenty, and those things do not change over time much, but have a very simple format. But one advice I have to give you, sometimes the particular post applied will receive, let's say, 300 CVs from uh, graduate professionals, right? Everybody has a degree, 300 professionals are applying. Now, you have to help whoever is screening your CV to think, why should I take this? I mean, out of 300, they are going to call maybe 25 people or 50 people for the interview, maybe first interview. They are not going to interview all 300. So there will be a filtering process. So they need to figure out, why should they call this person to the interview out of these 300 CVs that they have received. So if the CV doesn't have a reason that the person is sorting, easily find out, okay, what is there in this CV that is not common with other CVs? Why this applicant is different? So I consider, now your degree is common to everybody, 300 people having degrees. So why should I call this person for an interview? Sometimes the CV format could help, but okay, imagine someone who is receiving around 500 CVs for a month. He's not going to impress with the format also so much, because the person has seen 500 CVs every month. So maybe the person is looking for a specific skill for that job. So your skill area, or the summary where you say, I have these skills, is very, very important. Look at the job and look at the summary of skills that you have, which can be a match. So the other mistake that we do is we send the same CV to everybody. You need to customize. And of course, if they have application tracking system, then you better have even relevant keywords included in the CV, because if they have that kind of a system, the system will read your CV and sort. So they will feed the system. CVs with these keywords should be filtered out. So see relevant keywords that the advertisement is asking for. Make sure those keywords are in your CV. Provided you are applying for a very sophisticated organization where you are sure that they are having application tracking system, where the application tracking system will read the CV, not a human. After that, only a human would take over. So do I have the keywords related to the job included in the CV? So those are few tips I would like to give you on your CV, some of the common mistakes that you do when you send a CV to a specific job. So I would like to move on to the next area. Do you have any specific questions at this moment with regard to your CVs? A generic or a general question, so that I can move on to the LinkedIn side. Kavin, how do we take questions? Do I get questions from through you, or are we encouraging
Yeah,
them to
we
post?
are.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are
compiling.
actually putting up this Sildo, and
Okay.
once the users like give their questions, we will forward them to you
Okay. So
at the end of the session, or it will
I
be.
was just thinking whether there's any specific question to CVs right now, so that we can tackle it before I go to LinkedIn. And then while I'm doing my LinkedIn, they can still send questions to related to
Sure.
LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So if any participants has any questions regarding CVs, could you please like add them in the link we have given in the chat, so we can forward them to Mr. Amit.
So since we haven't received anything right now, what we will do is I will move on to
Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
Mr. Amit, there's one question here.
Yes.
Should the CVs generally be submitted in doc format or PDF format?
Both formats are accepted. Most of the organizations use both formats, and PDF can be opened in any, and some organizations will specify, submit it in PDF or submit it in a Word document. So submitting it in PDF or Word document is perfectly all right. Both are equally accepted, unless and otherwise they specify it. Okay.
Yeah, there's another one. Do we need to put photos in CV?
Yes, it's a must. We are living in a modern day, so it's good to have a professional looking photograph on the side of your, maybe probably on the right corner of your CV. That's a standard practice now, so that sometimes the imagine you are receiving two documents, one doesn't have a picture and the other has a picture. It's very difficult to convince someone using a CV, and then having a picture, human face, will definitely put the reader, whoever is reading your CV, at ease. Wow, I'm seeing a human, let's invite this person. So why not?
Yeah, let's take one more with the time. So in modern CV templates, when we rate our skills, we tend to show them using horizontal bars. Is it a good method, or is it being overly creative?
No, it's like this. It's okay. It helps the reader to actually gauge, and especially if those are technical skills. Say, for an example, you might say communication skills and you give a bar. Now, that would be very misleading when you say there will be oral communication skills, your presentation skills, then that would be misleading. But if it is a very specific technical skill, for an example, let's say your typing speed, or any other specific, graphic designing skills or something like that, giving that kind of a bar would help. But if it is a generic skill, that could also be misleading. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, there's quite a few, so I'll go through them quickly.
Yeah, I'll answer quickly.
Yeah, should the title of the CV be the position we apply?
Yeah, because
if the title of the CV be.
Yes, when you say title, I'm trying to understand, are you referring to the file name, or when you open the file? I'm little confused there when you say title. See, when you open the CV, you have something, CV of Amita Gamage, or biodata of Amita Gamage, or something like that. But then naming of the file, you have to be very smart, because maybe they will save 100 CVs into one folder. Imagine when 10 people are just saying CV dot docs. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'll also read, there's a direct message. Hello, sir. Someone may say that there is nothing to do with our looks in our performance in this particular job. What do you think about it? Yeah, looks have nothing to do with the job, 100% sure. But whenever you have a human face on a document, right? You will have just a document, but there will be a human face. Your attention goes there. That's very natural. I would definitely look at if I have a piece of paper and if that has a human face, I'll look at it. That's human nature. Why don't we use that to get a job, get the 5% extra attention from the person who is reading it? Yeah. Okay. A few more questions. Maybe we'll spend maybe another 1 or 2 minutes. What are the most important
Yeah.
components of a CV? Hey, come on. What are the most important? Everything is important what you put in a CV. You are not going to prepare a 15-page document. So you will prepare a 2-page document, put only what is important, specifically check what they have requested for. If they say we want someone with 5-year experience, you see whether your experience section is covering 5-year experience. See whether they have asked for very specific skills. Go to your CV and see whether those skills are highlighted, which they are looking for. And then it's easy for them to sort. All right, okay, this guy has the skills that we have applied for. So those kind of things are very simple. Anything else? How many pages can be added to the CV? See, nobody has actually at the initial stage. Someone junior in the organization will read your CV unless and otherwise you are applying for the CEO position. And there's someone who is sorting them, but someone from the HR department, definitely someone who is qualified to do that. So they are not going to go, if you have added 5 pages, they are not going to go through 5 pages. They generally have some parameters given. They might say, don't take anyone more than 25 years of age. And they will look at definitely your birthday or your age, because they are looking at a specific age. So likewise, they have those, and make sure those things are highlighted. Someone who can speak all 3 languages. Yeah, there you having those bars could help someone. So those kind of things will have. So keep it. My recommendation is a 2-page CV is brilliant. And there will be a time where you will even have 1 page, but make sure your LinkedIn is updated, because next thing what they do is going to LinkedIn. Or maybe at the interview, they might call you for the interview. While you are being interviewed, the interviewer is looking at your LinkedIn profile and talking to you. So you better be ready. Kavin, is that good?
Yeah, with the time, I think
we'll
yeah.
move to LinkedIn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to LinkedIn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my own LinkedIn profile instead of taking Bill Gates' LinkedIn profile or someone else's LinkedIn profile, and I'm going to give you the each area how you can improve. And then as we go on, you can send in the questions, and Kavin and the team is going to help me in sorting the most important questions. So let me minimize my, okay, now this is my profile. So I'm going to go through one by one. Number 1, your profile picture. Your profile picture has to be there. There are a lot of LinkedIn profiles where they have not included a profile picture. This is not Facebook. So females, ladies, you have to have your LinkedIn profile picture here. And then make sure that you go to settings and make sure that profile picture is visible to others. I'm not going to show that here. Most of the time when you included things, LinkedIn privacy settings on your setting area, you can go to your settings and work on the, if you go to settings, and in the settings area, you can work and hide some of the information. My email address should be shown only to the first connections. No, make my email address public. Let my profile picture visible to my network. Others, whoever is not connected will not see your profile picture. So first of all, make sure, how do you test it? You ask your friend who is not connected to you, Machan, can you check my profile picture on LinkedIn? So they will look at and say, no, I can't see anything. That's because you are not connected. The moment you get connected, you can see it. So anyway, you need to have a professional looking with a smiley face. You know, let it give a very friendly. I mean, recently somebody connected with me and then I asked, uh, he wanted some advice. I asked you, why did you get connected? No, when I went to your profile, you looked a very friendly person. So I was thinking, oh my God, thankfully I have put a friendly face, a picture with friendly face. So he said that you look a friendly person to approach because I wanted the help. He was asking for help. And if you really look at it, it was a help, but still he was willing to pay me, right? I didn't want to ask any payment. I said, no, it's okay. Let's have a discussion first. That's number one. Number two, the background picture. Now, most of us will have an empty background. You don't put anything here. But to have a hoarding, a billboard in Colombo, you got to pay around 6-7 million rupees a year. And LinkedIn has given you a billboard completely free of charge. And most of us have kept it empty. Now, when you add a picture here, now let me ask you from the room. Can somebody tell me what do you understand when you look at my background picture? Can someone speak? This is another thing. I go to these forums and people are hiding behind their cameras, keeping their uh, cameras off, not asking questions or not responding. What do you see? What do you understand when you look at this background picture? What do you think of myself? Okay, Amita Gamage is this kind of a person because you see a picture. Can somebody answer?
Works with a lot of youth and in an international setting, probably. And
Exactly. Thank you very much. Who was that? I'm sorry, I couldn't see who you were.
Rajita.
Hi, Rajita. Thank you very much. Exactly. Now, this is exactly what I want to project to the world. That I work with youth. I also work with international settings. Exactly what I wanted to tell you. You just told me because my background picture proves that. So I'm sure you have pictures when you clean the beach, you have been speaking to a large gathering, you have been receiving a certificate from a senior person in your university. I'm sure there are so many pictures that can tell something to the world about you. They say picture paints 1,000 words. So add that picture that can tell something about you to the world. That's number two. Profile picture, background picture. Now I'm moving on to the headline. This section is known as your headline. Now, what do you do with the headline? Your headline is this is where you actually highlight your personal brand. Now, you might say, I'm a university student. I'm an undergraduate. That's not your personal brand. I haven't said I'm a director here of a company. Definitely a director. But then there are millions of directors out there. So I just put one line here. I have helped 35,000 plus professionals and business owners to grow. That tells something about myself. Now, you don't have to do anything like that at this moment, but you can start from this next one. I am a coach and I mostly coach C-level executives and very senior managers of organizations. So I decided to brand myself as a CEO coach. Because of that, most of the CEOs talk to me, hey, Amita, looks like you are a CEO coach. Can I talk to you? I said, yes. So I say yes, and then we start doing business. And I'm also a personal branding strategist. That's my brand. That's my personal brand. What are you? Who are you? Definitely you are an undergraduate. Definitely you are a university student. That doesn't have to come here. That doesn't tell anything unique about yourself. So you need to change your headline to represent who you are. Right? You are not yet an engineer. So you can't call yourself an engineer because you are not yet qualified. But something can be called about yourself. right? At the end, you can, I mean, if you are a pet lover, at the end, you can still have as a part of your headline, a pet lover or a environmental enthusiast or a, something that other than your generic uh, profession, you could also add something that will tell something about you, the soft side of you, that you are a pet lover, that you are a social worker, something like that also at the end. So if there's another pet lover, it's easy for another pet lover to get connected with you. That if you are an automobile enthusiast, you will say that you are a car lover or you are a racing car lover or something like that at the end. But before that, you will have to say, what are you? CEO coach, personal branding strategist, LinkedIn marketing. I'm a live streamer. I'm a sales performance evangelist. I help organizations to enhance their sales team's performance. I'm also an enterprise automation advocate. I go and talk about how to automate various processes in organizations so that they can do better. They can improve their productivity, their efficiency, they can save costs. So I talk about it. So that's your headline. So do we have any questions so far without having to wait? So I might even break the conversation a little bit like this and see whether there are questions related to that side, and then I can move on. So until the questions do come, so if you have any questions, please keep them coming. So I'm going to go to the next section. This talks about coaching, mentoring, personal branding. That section is actually known as LinkedIn creator mode. Now, once when you activate the creator mode, this generally you have a connect button here. This connect button will become a follow button. So this the creator mode is for people who talks about a very specific subject experts to talk continuously about certain things. So in my case, I talk about coaching, mentoring, personal branding, LinkedIn marketing, and enterprise automation. So that's why those hashtags have appeared there. So if you are a person who is active on LinkedIn and talks about a very specific subject, let's say you are someone who is talking about big data. If you are a big data enthusiast, people will look at you as a big data expert, and they're going to get connected to you because you are a big data expert. You will be invited to speak about big data because you talk about big data. So if you can be very specific, and then if you create a lot of content, then you can switch on your creator mode when you have about 2,000-3,000 people. I don't recommend people to switch on the creator mode when you have about 500 people on your profile, because people are not going to get connected to you. They're going to follow you, right? So in my case, I talk about these things on a constant basis. So I switched on the creator mode, and now I see a lot of people are following me. And then the next one is contact information. Make sure that you have the contact information. I have put my YouTube channel here, my personal website here, my LinkedIn profile here, my phone number, my email address, and even my Twitter handle, so that whoever wants to connect with me, they can easily get connected with me. So this is very important. If you want the world to get connected to you, have these ways of sending your connection. And the other thing is, go to your public profile, and you got to edit your public profile like this. Now, in my case, this is where you do it. See www.linkedin.com/in/Amita. At the end of this, you will generally have some numbers, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to go here and clean it. I just did it by going here and edit my URL. Now, I would call it a bug in the LinkedIn platform. If you want to remove those, ideally when you have something on Facebook, you don't do anything, it is straight away there. So you will see my headline here, linkedin.com, my URL here, Amita Gamage. That's it. So if you haven't cleaned your LinkedIn URL, you will find some numbers and letters at the end. Ideally, you should clean them. Looks like we have a question. Let's see. No questions. Okay. Sorry, I thought it was a question.
Yeah, there's a question, Mr.
Yeah, please.
How to use business to an international level, like attracting investors and customers, suppliers?
Okay, today's topic is not that, but every single thing I tell you about my profile will prove that. Say, for an example, I am a coach. Sorry, I am a coach, and everything I do, say, for an example, look at this. I'm a CEO coach. So there are international clients, potential clients reaching out to me, and they ask you, hey, looks like you are a coach. How do we work with you? Because my profile says that I'm a coach. And my content that I produce is about my business. Now, coaching is a business. Personal branding as a service is a business, right? LinkedIn marketing is a business. So when I have a perfect profile, you can get attention of potential international clients. Of course, you also have to have a business page for your organization to attract foreign clients. But I would rather say, if your business is service related, then it can be provided by you individually. Let's say if you are a tire manufacturer, personally going and saying, buy my tire is difficult. Your organization has to market the tire. But then if you are someone who is making websites or graphic designing, it's more or less connected to you. And then it's easy to promote that on your profile. Okay. So listen to whatever I say today, optimize your profile. You will have all the reason to get connected to potential international clients. And what else? How to maintain our LinkedIn profile and how we get more viewers on LinkedIn. What is the use of having a LinkedIn account? Oh my God, right. Let me put it this way. LinkedIn is the only professional network in the world. All the other network, YouTube is for something else. Instagram is for something else. TikTok is for something else. LinkedIn is for professional networking. So if you are a professional and if you want to get connected to 900, close to 900 million professionals in the world, going to TikTok is not going to do, going to YouTube is not going to do that. The only professional network where CEOs, COOs, managing directors, business owners are there is LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is the safest network, social network in the world. Like Facebook, I know you can't go to Facebook today and give your phone number. On LinkedIn, it can be done. Of course, there could be people who are still, behaving like Facebook, but you could report them, block them, do so many things. Yeah. And how to maintain your LinkedIn profile, that's what I'm explaining you today. Do we need to add our achievements in the LinkedIn profile? Yes. Or are there any specific categories to be added? No, your achievements can be added onto your profile. Or if you are achieving so many things, now for an example, I am doing this session for you. I can't be adding this as part of my profile, but I'm going to add this as a content. I delivered a session to university students, engineering students on how to optimize LinkedIn. Now that could become a content, a piece of content. So someone else is going to see it and say, hey, look, our organization is looking at optimizing the LinkedIn profiles of everybody who is working. We are willing to pay you. Can you do that? Yes, I would say, yes, we do that. It's a commercial transaction. Maybe another university will see it and say, can you help our university students also to do that? Then I would say, yes, I'll help you. What are the most important things I need to have at LinkedIn as a software engineer? Number one, listen to me and fix your LinkedIn profile. Optimize your LinkedIn profile. Whether you are a software engineer or a telecom engineer, whether you are a farmer, you have to optimize your LinkedIn profile. That's first. And then we'll talk about, when we go to content side, what you could do specifically as a software engineer. What is the communication tone, tense that should be used in LinkedIn? When you optimize your profile, you will see the kind of language I use. But if it is something, let's say when I do this session, I will go and write, I have done a session. That's past tense. If I'm going to do a session next week, I will go and say, I am planning to do a session. So you can be very normal in LinkedIn. Don't overthink it. How to follow courses on LinkedIn? LinkedIn is giving you LinkedIn Learning. Only 30 days are free for you. I'm a premium customer, so I have unlimited access to all the courses on LinkedIn. So that's how you get in there. So let me get back to optimizing LinkedIn profile. So we talked about profile picture, background picture, your headline, your contact information. Very important. I'm going to leave this provided services that will be activated only when you activate the creator mode. So in my case, I provide services, executive coaching, leadership development, corporate training, content strategy. There's a lot of things that I do. So I have a whole heap of things that I provide as a service provider. See, about section. Amita Gamage services. This is my service page. These are the service I provide. So that I have included here in the service section. That's my service page. I have created my service page. Now, this analytics, I will come to analytics a little later. Let's go to other areas. Now, other areas of your profile. Now, this is my about section. Now, about section is based on your headline. Now, I have said I do executive coaching in my headline. So I will take you here. See, CEO coach, personal branding strategist, LinkedIn marketing. So when you go to your about section, in my case, what I have done is I have explained by including keywords that can be found by anyone who is searching for that keyword that is included in my about section. Executive coaching. As an executive coach, I coach CEOs. I help leaders to help them achieve a variety of goals, whether it's gaining more self-awareness or clarifying their career path. Here, I'm talking about executive coaching. I'm talking about personal brand coaching. I work with my clients very closely to define their message, what I do as personal branding coach. How do I help others through sales performance enhancement, training and consultancy? What do I do as a live streamer? So your about section is an enhancement. You extend your headline and write it with better details. So someone could learn more about you. This is optimizing your profile. Now somebody asked me, what do I do as a software developer? You might say here, junior software developer or a software developer, and you come here to your about section and here software developer. As a software developer, I love coding in Java and .NET and whatnot. And then my expertise is on developing these kind of, let's say CRMs for small businesses. I don't know, you based on your expertise, you will explain what do you do. And you will make sure those keywords like Java or .NET or CRM, those keywords are included here. So when someone is looking for a software developer for CRM, there's a great chance on a Google search or a LinkedIn search that your profile also will appear. So that's your about section. Then go to your experience section, fill everything, even those logos by going and selecting those respective company pages, universities, right? So I have added everything about my experience, my education, and my degree programs, my licenses and certificates. Add your license and certificates. Volunteering. See, I work as a career coach, work with the Vocational Training Authority. So if you are doing a lot of volunteering, add them here. You can go and add volunteering here. Right? It'll ask if you have worked for a particular organization, what is the role, what kind of things have you done, from what day to what. All those things can be added, as a volunteer. So you can even add things here. Volunteer. If you are doing, I know you do a lot of volunteering work, but make sure they are added here. And then your skill. This is very important. Now I have added a lot of skills. So what I can do is, if you are okay, I can take a profile, somebody's profile, and then evaluate if somebody would want to volunteer. Can you look at my profile? Is that all right, Kavin, if someone is volunteering to show their profile?
Yeah, not an issue.
Yeah, and till what time do we think we have time?
On our end, it's okay, but your end, your
No
time.
problem.
Yeah.
I can spend 3 hours with you. Don't worry, I'm not going to spend 3 hours. You will get scared. But those who wants will stay. So I would like to evaluate somebody's profile and give you constructive feedback. Who would want to volunteer and say, can you check my profile?
Yeah, if anyone would like, you can either put in the chat or just tell us.
Yeah. Okay, this is Tevindu. Is that Tevindu or who is speaking?
Yes, sir. I'm Tevindu Singh.
Tevindu, can I check your profile?
Yes, sir.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for volunteering. And here I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Okay. Number one, your name, Tevindu Kulasinghe. I mean, you and I are already connected for some reason. I don't know when we have connected, but we are connected. Okay. And then your profile picture. Now I had to enlarge and see where is Tevindu, because his picture is not clear. His photo is taken somewhere near ICTA booth or something. So I recommend that you have a clear picture here. Nobody is going to look at your ICTA and give you credit. No, right? And then this is brilliant. You have been into some tech forum and you are speaking, you have the microphone in your hand, and this boosts your image like nothing. Amazing. So this is really nice, right? And you have cleared your LinkedIn URL. That's another good thing. So let's go to your contact information, your mobile number, your address, your email. We have connected on 2020, June 23rd. Right? Everything, every single details is given. I think you have maybe activated creator mode. So you talk about finance, volunteering, computer science, and business and management. Great. So you have completed that also. And then you are also open to work. You have activated that. And then you have switched on your service page as also. And you are saying what are the things that you are doing. And these are the highlights. You have shown your featured section. Let's go to your about section. Oh, competitive computer science student, voyaging through the world of computing, dreaming to contribute to the world of fintech, inspired by the concept of automation and following financial market trends. So this is where you are missing. You have only 2 sentences in your about section. But then here you are talking about, you are an undergraduate, you are a CIMA student, and you are a finance enthusiast. So you can actually talk about, now, can I ask, I mean, I might look like a dumb fellow. What is CS? CS stands for computer science.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think that everybody thinks that CS stands for computer science? Hmm? You get my point?
Yes, sir.
CS could be customer service. I'm a customer service professional. You know, even in the morning, I trained around 75 insurance customer service professionals in the country. For me, CS is customer service. CX is customer experience. So there it is misleading. CS undergraduate, maybe within the university community, yes, but you are talking to the world. Okay, so CMA student, uh, I would rather rewrite this like, why do you want to say that you are a student here? You might see a budding finance professional, budding, or a financial student, or I mean, instead of SEMA, you might kind of, you know, because when you go down anyway in your, uh, you will find that you are already a SEMA student somewhere. If I go down, I'm sure I can find that. Where is SEMA student? Gentlemen, in under your education, you need to add SEMA, not, I mean, add Wisdom Business Academy, but you know, you have to open to the world. SEMA is a global, or a, I don't know whether you are doing the local one or the, which one are you doing? Okay. So add SEMA there instead of saying it here. It's okay to say it here, but then I should be able to go down and find SEMA. Yeah. So, and then you have completed everything. Your experience is perfect. Like everything has been added. You have been a member of ISEC. So all the volunteer work is there, organizing committee and all that. See, volunteer work is added. Brilliant license and certification is added. 14 different types of licenses and certificates. You have added your skills as business English, Microsoft Office, financial accounting, and people also have recommended you, right? And honors and awards, Australian National Chemistry Quiz, excellent foreign student scholarship, your language, even you have added your advanced level test scores, O-level test scores, and the courses that you have taken and the interest that you have. So I can find almost everything about you. Every single thing is completed except for the about section. About section is more or less empty. Only 2 sentences. That's a disadvantage. So that's a great profile. I think it's
Thank you,
a
sir.
good example. But please go and add SEMA in the education section. Go and choose SEMA as an organization.
Okay, sir.
That will add a lot of colors to you. Any other questions? I haven't still gone to how to produce content, how to build connections, how to build relationship. That I haven't done. I have just completed how to optimize your profile. So do you have any questions about optimizing a profile? We just saw a great profile where every single thing is being added. Volunteer experience, certifications, licenses, even test scores of the O-level and A-level exams. He has gone to that extent. So if you have questions, you can talk about those. You can. So can we do this, Kavin? Can I invite my younger son, who is 13 years old, to spend 15 minutes to talk about how we leverage LinkedIn? And then by that time, they will have the questions. Then after coming, I will talk about content creation, building relationship on LinkedIn.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
Sure.
just give me 10 seconds.
Sure.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me on. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me 1 second to get the presentation ready. I hope you all can see the screen right now.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, so today I'm going to talk about my LinkedIn journey. So before LinkedIn, I basically it all started before LinkedIn with a presentation that I did at a book club called Pick a Book. So this was the first time that I spoke publicly, like ever. This is the first time. So my legs were shaking. I was completely horrified. And this was way back in 2019. So this is how it all started. And when I did that presentation, the book that I presented that day was a book called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, one of my favorites. So when I did that presentation, me and my dad, we both realized that I had this skill for public speaking. I could speak publicly very well. So what we did was we made a YouTube channel called Cinnamon Chat with Nethila. So what I did in Cinnamon Chat with Nethila was I interviewed successful CEOs and I asked them questions like how they became successful. And the younger generation, the audience who watch this, learn lessons from these CEOs. So here's a small comparison of my channel. So this was back in like 2019 with 292 subscribers. And then over here today, I took this photo today, it's 721 subscribers. So I've grown a lot. Here are a few CEOs that I have interviewed on the YouTube channel. The founder of Caprica, Mr. Dulit Herat, the CEO of Navasi Developers, Mr. Herman Gonzalez, the CEO of Lanka Clear. I first created my LinkedIn profile in December 2020. So this is during the pandemic and everybody was on their phones. So it was a good time for me to come on. So thanks to LinkedIn, I managed to get connected with a lot of people. And these people that I got connected with gave me opportunities. So I got connected to Mr. Jatin Kataria, who invited me to speak at Lusaka Startup Week Africa. And this is all thanks to LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn profile, a small comparison. So back in like 2020 or 2021, I had about 2023 subscribers. This was in 2021. And now 2022, I have grown so much. So I gotten like 4,899. All right. This is when I got creator mode at the first time. This is a small. So when you unlock creator mode, you get these special things. You unlock these special, these controls that you unlock when you get creator mode. So one thing I unlocked is this small video that comes up on my profile. Anyone who clicks on my profile, they can see a video about me, a short about a 15-second clip of me talking about a small brief about myself. And today with 4,899 followers, it's still growing. I have grown so much. Thanks to LinkedIn, I managed to get on Sri Lanka's first ever LinkedIn Live talk show, which was hosted by Mr. Amita Gamage, where I talked about important topics like personal branding for kids. So I may be the youngest LinkedIn live streamer in the country, or perhaps maybe in the region. Here are a few people that I have interviewed on my LinkedIn Live. Mr. Migara Amitodana, he is a co-founder of MagicBit. Here's how an interview on my LinkedIn Live looks like. The name of the person, a small brief about them, and I asked them what their business is, what they're doing right now, how they became successful. And Aditi Dioda, she is a university student, and she made edible cutlery. She lives in Hong Kong. And I also have a small LinkedIn live show called Youngpreneur Spotlight. What I do on Youngpreneur Spotlight is I interview young entrepreneurs like myself on the show, and I ask them what their plan is, what they're doing right now. So I have interviewed Hasini Lakshminaram. She helped me interview this 9-year-old girl. She's a marine biologist and she's just 9 years old. She knows a lot about sea life. She knows a lot about the ocean more than I do, or way more than I do. And at the age of 9, so me and Hasini, we teamed together and we interviewed her. And I did a LinkedIn live on 16th July with Mr. Jatin Kataria. He's from India. He's the founder and CEO of Investa, and he is a startup mentor. He mentors small startups, and he's like, you should do this, you should do that. So he teaches them how to get good. So the performance of my content. So this was over the past year, over 1 year, my overall performance. I have 18,641 impressions. And impressions is basically how many people have seen my post. And I have had 15,129 engagements. So that's whoever has commented, whoever shared it, whoever liked it. A recent video of mine got 46,616 impressions, and this is very recently, so it's skyrocketed from earlier. Yeah, so it was about Sri Lanka and Sri Lanka going into trouble, and how the debt problem, and where I went to the peaceful protest in Gotagogama. So I also have a newsletter on LinkedIn. It's called Startup Skills for Kids and Teens. So I post about every month. I put a post about these important topics like personal branding for kids, not just kids, teens as well, because my audience is just not just kids. So I put these important topics and people can come and read them. So I already have 2,389 subscribers on the newsletter. And here's a recent newsletter that I posted. It's called Has a Kid Ever Sold Ice Cream to You? So it's about this ice cream workshop that I had about a while ago, and I brought these about 20 kids on, and I taught them how to sell ice cream, what kind of machines and equipment you need to make ice cream, how to market your ice cream, how to sell it properly, how to customer care. I receive a lot of benefits from LinkedIn. I receive a lot of connection requests daily, and I get connected to influential leaders such as Mr. Dilhan C. Fernando, the CEO of Dilma Ceylon Tea Company, and Mr. Rakil Fernando, he's the managing director at Daraz. I also receive opportunities to speak in podcasts, live shows, TV channels, YouTube channels, newspapers, and magazines, and most of them are from other countries, and they all want to know about my journey. All of this helps me as an entrepreneur. So why am I here right now? Like I've been invited because of my knowledge about LinkedIn and about my story on LinkedIn. So this is all thanks to LinkedIn. So I also have an academy, a very big academy called Masspreneurs. I teach kids entrepreneurship and business. So basically, we have these physical sessions and we'll have online sessions. We'll have practicals where we teach kids how to sell things like that ice cream workshop that we did. That was part of Masspreneurs. So we sold ice cream. Then we have many more workshops planned for the future. We also had the shop with IoT devices, entrepreneurial books, luxury living, and some blog articles on. So my plan for the future is I will continue to develop my startup Masspreneurs. I will continue to interview successful entrepreneurs on my YouTube channel. I will interview a lot of successful kids for my LinkedIn Live. I will continue my work as an ambassador for Child Action Lanka, and I will extend my personal brand and business brand to other areas. And I plan to have a global audience for all my shows, and LinkedIn is mainly just my business development platform for now and for the future. So thank you very much for sitting with me on my journey. uh, any questions?
Yeah, so anyone, if anyone has any questions, please put them in the chat, or you can use Sildo, or you can just ask directly.
Okay, so I think I can see some questions in the chat. Oh no, those are, I think those are old. No, those are old messages, I believe. It's okay. So if there are no questions, I'll just hand this over to my dad. Mr. Kavin, do you have any questions?
Yeah, not at the moment. So
It's
yeah,
okay.
if we got any questions, we'll forward, and thank you very much. So I hope everyone enjoyed the session, and everyone got and has been like a young professional. So you are basically a young professional. So I think it would be inspiring to a lot of us who are here. So yeah, thank you
Oh
very
wait,
much for
I
your
think I
time.
missed one question asked. How to maintain our LinkedIn profile and how to get more viewership on our LinkedIn post. So basically, to maintain your LinkedIn profile, you just had to put first you have to start on like how to make your profile. You have to make your profile nicely. You have to have a good profile picture, a very nice brief about yourself and what you want to do. And you have also asked, how do we get more viewership on LinkedIn? So you have to post a lot of interesting posts on LinkedIn. So take for an example that a post I did, the post that I showed on the presentation, Sri Lanka is in trouble. So like you can, if you put a well enough interesting topic, people suddenly just get attracted to it. Like if I say Sri Lanka is in trouble, like people get interested by that topic, and then they suddenly start going to the post and they like read more and they're like, oh, this is interesting. You also have to be consistent with your posting. You have to post daily. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah.
What kind of certificates we should add to the LinkedIn profile? Is it okay to add certificates to the
What
LinkedIn profile?
what kind of certificates should we add to LinkedIn profile? Is it okay to add certificates? It's okay to add certificates to LinkedIn. Like it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Plus, people get to know what you're good at as well. Okay, so I think that's all. I'll hand it over to my dad.
Thank you, Nidil. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
So I don't think he showed you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he has shown you his profile. So not this, sorry. Let me show his profile just in case if he has not shown you. Did he show his LinkedIn profile? Okay, to talk about some of the things, how you can optimize your profile. This is his profile. He sells cars as a part of his business. So just to prove that he sells cars, he's with a C200 Mercedes-Benz car here, and his profile picture, and it also has the video cover because he has switched on the creator mode. He can add a 20-second video telling the world what he's up to. This is his headline: young entrepreneur, founder of Masspreneurs Business Academy for Kids and Teens, Cinema Chat with Nethila YouTube channel, e-commerce freshman, luxury living advisor, connecting global young entrepreneurs together. Talks about startups, e-commerce, real estate, entrepreneurship, and personal branding. Contact information, his website, his LinkedIn profile, his phone, his email address. So this is optimizing your profile. And this is his business page. He goes to Royal Institute International, providing services, marketing consulting, training, leadership development, business consulting, and real estate marketing. He also has some featured articles and posts. I will talk about it a little later. And then his about section has 3 sections. I believe kids should be taught entrepreneurship at young age. That's the first paragraph. Second paragraph is about his business. Masterpreneurs is a place for passionate kids who dream of owning their own business one day, or kid entrepreneurs who already have a business or a business idea to gain valuable entrepreneurial skills. Number 3, I talk to many successful entrepreneurs and professionals to find the secret formula for success. Experience is the founder CEO of Masspreneurs, and his education, volunteering, he's a brand ambassador, Child Action Lanka. Skills, motivating, interviewing, inspiration, entrepreneurship, those are his skills. These are his interest, companies, groups, and schools. So basically, he has a very much optimized profile. So virtually, he's getting so many messages from various people on his in his inbox for partnerships, for collaborations, and so many things. So this is how you optimize your LinkedIn profile. Any questions? Then we can quickly go to, now it's 7:17, maybe around 7:40 we can finish. I'll talk about the rest of the thing about LinkedIn profile. Has anyone got any questions? If not, we can move on to the next section. Avin, have you received any questions from anyone?
Yeah, we received one. Nithila answered that.
Can I know anyway?
Yeah. So he answered what kind of certificates we should add to the LinkedIn profile. Is it okay to add certificates in the LinkedIn profile?
Definitely, you add certificate. It's like this. You can add them under certificates and in that section, or that is if you want to keep it there forever. If not, when you achieve the certificate, you can add it as a post, and then the post will disappear, in the sense like when you continuously keep on posting, the old posts will get buried. Somebody will not going to see it. So some certain certifications are there. For an example, now I haven't spoken about my A-level and O-level because with my age, no point in talking about it. So certain certifications at the early stage, you might see, okay, this is great. And later on, when you see, okay, it's not relevant anymore, you may remove them when you become senior. Okay, anything else?
That's it for now.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, no problem. So I'm going to get into the next very important section. Now you have added a beautiful profile. Everything is filled, perfect, optimized. All the keywords added, about section is there, brilliant profile picture, certificates, volunteer work, everything is completed. Now what? You are going to just get out of the system and forget about it? No. Now, having a great profile is only 50% of the work. Now comes the balance 50%. Out of that balance 50%, 50% is your content creation. Balance, out of the 50%, 25%, let's say, is content creation. Then the balance 25% is actually your relationship or engagement, or how you build a great network. That is why we are here, to build a great network. So how do you build a great network is a question, right? So let's put it this way. I will go to my LinkedIn profile and start. So it's Nethila's LinkedIn. So I'll go to home. What kind of content can we create? I will start a post here. So I'll say start a post. What kind of post can I, or what can I? Now, let me ask you this. Why should I create content? Why should I create content? Number one, I have to create content so that people in my network will find out what I'm good at, what my expertise is. And every day, if you decide to post, now Nethila is posting every day, almost every day. I post almost every day. So every day, when now in my case, I have 22,000, let's say 22,000 connections. majority of that connections will see what I post when they come and switch on the phone in the morning. With the moment they go to LinkedIn, they'll say, okay, Amita has posted about this. Amita has posted about that. Amita has posted about this. Now they get an opportunity to see me, and I will be in the top of their mind whenever they wanted my kind of service, the services that I provide. They'll remember Amita is doing this, because we don't know at what time, at what day that they will require my services. I mean, if you are looking for a job, let's say that a particular CEO or HR manager has advertised today for something, and while going through LinkedIn, they will say, oh my God, this gentleman is open to work. Maybe they'll come to your inbox and say, hey, we have some vacancies. Why don't you send your CV? This is my email address. That could happen. So you have to create content so that people see your content and come to your LinkedIn and engage. Okay. So what kind of content can be created? Let's go to this. Start a post. Now Amita Game is going to start a post. What can I do? I can add a picture. I can add a video. I can add a document, a PDF, right? A JPEG image under a photo. I can add a PDF document, right? If you are a computer science engineer undergraduate, you will say 10 things to look after your computer from hackers. 10 things you can do to avoid hacking into your computer. You will prepare a PDF document that has 10 pages. And at the end, you will have your email address and your name prepared by, and you will upload it to LinkedIn. People love to download them and share. So somebody might download it and share it in their WhatsApp network. So that's very important for you, because on the 10th page, you also have your name and your contact details. Somebody might contact you and say, hey, look, we are a small organization. I can see that you are a IT security expert. Can you help us to check our security level in our organization network? We will pay you. We can't afford a very expensive professional. We can see that you are an undergraduate. I'm sure you have learned about it. Opportunity. Let's say if you are a web developer, I don't know what kind of area that you have expertise in, but then let's say you are a web developer. You might say 10 things or 5 things to look into in developing your website in 2022 or 2022 and beyond, and give those specific tips. Somebody is going to read, and maybe someone is developing the website already, and he's going to ask the web developer, hey, look, I learned these things recently. Are you doing it right? So that's a document. That's how you add a document. You can add, share that you are hiring. If you are an organization, if you are hiring, you can do that. Celebrate an occasion, your anniversary. I'm working at, let's say at LinkedIn or whatever, this is the 2nd year anniversary. Or you can create a poll. I'll show you how to create a poll, or create an event. Now, if this was an open event, you could have created this event on LinkedIn so that other people could come to the event. You can add a video, celebrate an occasion, find an expert. Let's say you are looking for somebody who could help you. So you might go here, select a category. So let's say you are looking for accounting expert, right? Select the service under accounting. Maybe I'm looking for someone who is into bookkeeping. Location, Colombo. I'm looking for professionals who can help me with bookkeeping. Does anyone have recommendations? And then I can say done, right? When I say done, I'm ready to post. I can post this, and my entire network will see that I'm looking for an accounting and bookkeeping person. That is if you are hiring, right? So I'm discarding it. I don't want to do it. So that's something that you do under creating content, right? So I will now take you to some of the content that I have created just to show you some examples. Oh, okay. Let me take you to Nethila. what Nethila has created as content just for you to have an understanding. He's a 13-year-old boy. So what can he create? Now he's talking about today post 6 hours ago. He has posted networking tips from the father of modern networking, Dr. Ivan Meissner. He has made sure that he tagged Dr. Ivan Meissner. He's a founder of Business Network International, New York Times best-selling author, keynote speaker. Right? Networking is very important when it comes to doing business. I know a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs who have followed his advice. So 10 tips from Dr. Ivan Meissner, right? And hashtags. He has used the hashtags: networking, hashtag business, hashtag Ivan Meissner, hashtag entrepreneurship, hashtag networking skills. Already he has received 11 likes. Next one. Do people buy things? Depending on the income source, industry, capacity, and purpose, customers still buy cars, houses, property, and things they like. By 2021, Sri Lanka had around 500,000 people working in the automobile industry, and the number must be very low today. This vehicle is for sale to the right buyer. BMW 520i 2011, 3 options, 77,000 kilometers, and he has posted 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 photos. Inbox me for the prices. Cars, automobile industry, buy and sell, entrepreneurs, masspreneurs. He has received 36 likes. Inflation in Sri Lanka. This is how you run a poll, right? So he has spoken about inflation in Sri Lanka. I never thought I would learn about inflation or think of it as a huge problem at this age. But we have risen to the top 10 of the high inflation country chart. Let me give you an example. 1 kilo of dal was 130 rupees in February, and its value now is over 5,500 rupees. Just curious to know your inflation experience. Have you been to a high inflation country? Yes, no. 100 people have voted during last 7 days. And out of that, 67 people have said yes, 33% have said no. And 3 comments. Interestingly, look at these 3 comments. An engineer has said, Nethila Nimsad, good to see Gen Z is catching up with macroeconomic topics at a very young age. Appreciate this. Then he's a headhunter, right? A headhunter and a recruiter. We are almost like heading to a point which is called hyperinflation, which is really scary. Now he's talking about, he's giving an advice as what is hyperinflation. Look at the 3rd comment. He's a banker, payment card professional. You are lucky. What we learn from theories, you can learn by experience. Now see, 3 people have given comments and 100 people have seen it, liked it rather. Today is Vesak Poe Day. He has uploaded 2 pictures of Ruwanveli Saya and Jetavanarame, and he has spoken about the event is observed on full moon Poe Day. Here are 2 of my favorite places to visit in Anuradhapura: Jetavanarame Stupa and Ruwanveli Saya Stupa. 87 people have liked it, right? Then he talks about, I don't know how to pronounce it, entrepreneur in Chinese language. I have been learning Chinese language, which is the official language of the largest population of the world, China. I think it's a good thing to learn the language of the largest economy. Photo, Port City Project Colombo, a public-private partnership between the Sri Lankan government, learning language entrepreneur Chinese. He has received 11 likes, right? So PISA test, Richard Branson and dyslexia. Again, he has run a poll, right? And then today's International Workers' Day. That was May 1st. I need a special bank account. So he has asked from people, hello, my banking network. I'm a young entrepreneur and I make money. My current bank account doesn't allow me to withdraw money, right? Is there an account that I can operate to do transfers, transaction, and withdraw cash as a 13-year-old kid? Now, how many? 67 people, 23 comments recommending various banks. A webinar for Sri Lankan youth on intellectual property. This is done by WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, where Nethila is a very much active person on World Intellectual Property Organization. Right, a book that he's reading, took a photo of the book that he's reading, and he's saying what he's learned from that book. What I'm trying to show you is various things that you can, LinkedIn impression. This is available for those who have achieved creator mode. Before this, users had to use third-party tools to see this, but now that's not required. LinkedIn's new feature gives users the ability to measure content performance. 39,124 for 7 days, I guess. Learn about intellectual property. Yeah, today is World Earth Day. This is how he planted the tree in Anuradhapura. Then he talks about why I like Barack Obama. People love Barack Obama because he has done many great things, not only as a president, but also as an ex-president. Former US Barack Obama has wrote a lot of books regarding himself and his life. He's also the founder of production company called Higher Ground Productions. Barack Obama also cares a lot about our planet. He directed and was the narrator for Our Great National Parks, which is series run by Netflix. Now, can you see the various type of what can I say, various type of content he has created. I want to share this video just to show you. Kavin, I'm going to finish this by 7:45, if that is okay with you. We still have 225 people watching this, like your friends. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to show one more content piece, that is this video. After that, I'm going to get into how to build. Now, I have showed you what kind of content you should produce, how frequently you should do that. Next, I'm going to talk about how to build a network, in the sense by way of talking to people and networking people. I'll say that in a while after showing you this video. This is, I need to share the voice. So share and share sound. This video received a lot of attention on LinkedIn when Nethila shared this. You can see already 634 people have liked it, and 59 people on LinkedIn have shared this. Okay, let's listen.
Sri Lanka is in trouble. Our government just announced its inability to pay the $51 billion that we owe to the rest of the world. And now everyone is protesting, asking the government and the president to step down. We are experiencing long-term power cuts, lack of LP gas, and we have no fuel at all. So I decided to visit the main center of the peaceful protest in Colombo with my parents. I was determined to do my part to help the country. While the adults are busy finding a solution to all this, what can we do? The country will need to export value-added goods and services. We need more foreign income, and we will have to be very productive, efficient and effective in everything that we do. We as the Alpha generation can do a lot to help the country. We need more entrepreneurs. My institute, Marspreneurs, is already helping kids become entrepreneurs. While there are many paid courses, I do encourage parents to send your kids to the free seminars and workshops that Marspreneurs has to offer. We, as kids, have a very important role to play. Let's become entrepreneurs and save Mother Lanka. Sri Lanka.
So that's basically what kind of content you should produce and how often you should post them. My recommendation, post content on a daily basis. If it is difficult, post 3 pieces of content for a week. Still, if it is difficult, 2 pieces of content, that means 8 posts per month. And if you can't post at least 8 pieces or at least 4 pieces of content on LinkedIn, I don't know why you want to even maintain a LinkedIn profile. Yeah. So let's see whether there are any questions. Are there any questions? Either you are confused or you are fully okay with the presentation. So then I can go to my last segment.
Yeah, there are a few.
Yes.
Yeah, there are a few questions. So is it compulsory to post consistently in LinkedIn?
It's like this. How seriously do you want to grow? You can just, buy a land, put up a fence and leave it. The other thing, you buy a land at least plant some coconut trees, right? Plant some pepper plants, go and water it. And after 2 years, you will start plucking coconut. So how seriously do you want to build a network? How seriously you want to get connected to professionals? How seriously you want business? If you are not serious about getting a job doing business, don't post anything. Just ignore. Because you have maybe 100-acre coconut land. Why do you want to bother about LinkedIn? Maybe go and fertilize, water the coconut land. And for me, this is my only coconut land. I am serious about getting more business. Because of that, I post on a daily basis. Every day I want people to see things. If you can't post at least every day, 3 posts or 2 posts per week, you have content everywhere you go, whenever you walk. Now see, Nethila went to Kota Gogama with me, and that became a piece of content. Of course, we gave it to a professional editor and got it done with a little bit of music and background, and we did it. Done. So next question.
Yeah, so the next one is, how important is to create and participate in LinkedIn groups?
Very important, especially if you are looking to get connected with other countries, professionals from other areas, and in your profession, like networking engineers, maybe structural engineers, maybe finance professionals. There are groups where only those people are active. It's very important to build that overseas network. Sometimes you have local groups also. It's good to be in these groups, but be active. What's the point of just being there in the group and not being active? That's one of the complaints that LinkedIn has. People are not so active in groups when they go into a group. So you got to be active. And the other complaint that LinkedIn has, LinkedIn themselves have this problem. Only 1% of LinkedIn people in LinkedIn are creating. Balance 99% are coming and consuming content. So whoever is creating content has a massive reach, organic growth. I mean, there are only 2 networks in the world that this kind of organic growth is there for the content that you produce. One is LinkedIn, the other one is TikTok. Facebook, Instagram, no, nothing is showing what you produce to others. You got to pay them to show it to others. But LinkedIn and TikTok, completely, it's explosive. You post something, sometimes you have only 100 people in your network, but 200 people have seen your post, because it is showing it to others. And if you are consistent, it will show your content piece to more and more people. And more people will talk to you, send you messages to inbox. Nethila's inbox is virtually full. He talks to me all the time. Tati, what can I do with this? This person wants to collaborate with me. This person wants to come to Sri Lanka. This person wants me to speak in their school, because he produces content. He produces content, yes. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, so do we need to be savvy about who we connect with in LinkedIn?
It's good. You should know who can help you, right? For an example, if you want a job specifically, or let's say you are a IT network professional, networking side, and you are looking at a job in the future, and you also want to know what is happening in the network among networking professionals. So it's good to get connected with senior IT networking professionals on this network, because they constantly post. And you can, then I will also talk about here your next thing, how to build your network inside by commenting, how to build your relationships. Now, for an example, I'll take you to my profile. I will go to my activity, show all activity. I'm taking you to my show all activity. Now, what have I done? Amita celebrates this. Amita celebrate this. Amita commented on this 3 hours ago, right? While I was away, while Nethila was talking, I celebrated this Now, this is how I'm engaging with other people's content. Amita supports this. I press the support button, right? Amita finds this insightful. This is someone who has posted about building a Power BI report. I found it very insightful, right? Now, this gentleman, who is my second connection, who is not even my first connection, will see that I have gone and said genuinely that this content that he has produced is insightful. This is how I make sure that other people see me as a good person on LinkedIn, so that good relationship can be built. Amita celebrates this 18 hours ago. I'm so excited to share that I have been awarded the institution best student certificate by the Institution of Mechanical Engineers. Now, this is a mechatronic undergraduate. I saw this. What did I do? I went and celebrated it. It's a great thing to celebrate. Someone have achieved. University of Moratuwa. See? So then I saw Emirates has posted something. So I went and liked it, right? Then 17 hours ago, Amita went and liked this, right? Then Amita liked this. See, Amita went and liked this. Amita again liked this 1 day ago. Then Amita again liked this. He's looking to replace his wife. Now it gives a wrong meaning. Actually, his secretary was his wife. See, he's going to keep his wife, but hand over to his secretary post to someone else, right? So he has received 1020. See, likes. I also went and put a like. Hello, everyone. I'm a bank. I'm looking for a job. 1 day ago, I went and said, I'm supporting this so that more people will see it. Again, 1 day ago, I celebrated this. He's getting a new job. He's celebrating, starting a new position. I celebrated it. 23 hours ago, I went and liked this new Rolls Royce being driven by the CEO of Rolls Royce. I went and put a like to it. Then I celebrated this 1 day ago. See, within a day, I went and kind of clicked. So Mano Sekaran, founder CEO of 99.6, has said that something that they are doing about the situation here in Sri Lanka. I went and liked it. And Mr. Mano Sekaran is going to see it, right? See how many times within a 24 hours period, I have gone and liked or celebrated or supported or commented in, I don't know, for last 1 week, maybe 100 times I have done it. Because LinkedIn is about others, me going, helping others, celebrating, commenting, liking, genuinely. That's how I build relationship. The person who saw me coming and clapping is going to watch my content, read whatever I post, and going to put a like to what I post. This is like I scratch your back, you scratch my back. You have to help others. Then only naturally your network, you build a community. First you build your network, and then there will be a community supporting you, waiting to see what you post. And suppose if you don't post for 2-3 days, I stopped my LinkedIn live 3 months ago because of the power cut. I had a LinkedIn live talk show where I have a guest and me, we talk. And whenever I schedule, there's a power cut to me or to the other person. So I stopped going live, and so many people came and asked, hey, Amita, what's happening to your LinkedIn talk show? No, I haven't seen you. Because I have built a community. They are concerned about my well-being. What happened? Are you all right? Then I said, yeah, I'm okay. But then we have a power cut. So I have decided to go random live without having to wait for scheduled lives. So that's how you build your network, build your relationship, build a community around you. Don't think about how do I get more views? It's not about the number of views that you have. It's about your engagement, how serious you are about other people. Naturally, the other people also will be concerned about you. So it's 7:45. We still have 200. I'm so happy to see young professionals are willing to grow their network and want to do better. So I don't want to say it's over, but if you still have questions, we can answer and then complete today's discussion.
Yeah, there are few questions. So with the time, I don't think we can go like
Yeah, I know,
like,
but let's see. I mean, I'm
yeah,
okay
so,
as long as you are okay.
yeah, so let's go through them briefly then.
Yeah.
So do we need to dive deep with content trending tools?
No, be yourself. You saw what Netila has posted. Each content piece is completely different, but he's driving his car in one lane: entrepreneurship, networking, selling skills, startups, because he's in that space. Of course, you can post variety of things, but it is always good if you can be on your specialization. If you are a computer science person, of course, you will talk about Aragale, you will talk about various things, but then majority of your posts will be from computer science or from the area of your expertise. Then the world is going to see you as an expert person. So you are building that network of computer engineers around your profile. And one day they can help you. If you start a business on that side, you have already built your network. See, now Nethile is already building his network. He's adding 5 CEOs every day to his network. That's one of his objectives. I mean, I'm his coach. I have told you have to add 5 CEOs. Now, those CEOs, when he send the connection request, first going to come to his profile and check his profile. If his profile is not a optimized profile, he's going to lose that connection request. Number two, they are going to check what he posts, whether what he posts is resonating, is connecting to them. Because he's also an entrepreneur, they are going to accept that connection request. Some of the CEOs, top business owners, when I send them a connection request, they don't accept. But when Nethila sends one, they accept. That's the reality, because whatever he posts is relevant to them. Yes, next question.
Yeah,
I would like if
so
somebody could actually open the speaker, like the microphone, and speak. Have you disabled it or what?
no, we have enabled it at the moment. So
Okay.
anyone, yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next question.
Yeah, sometimes we are discussing the things that we don't know much about. How fair to post about something like that? Is it worth the shot?
Yeah.
Doesn't it affect badly?
No, it is good to show also your vulnerability. Meaning, let's say you don't know something, right? But then you will use a book, right? Say for an example, you will pick a book, and based on the pick, this is about thought leadership, right? Thought leadership manual. So you will talk about, I read something about thought leadership today from this book, quote this book and post it. Now, Nethila cannot be considered as a top networker. So what he did was, he downloaded the photo of Dr. Ivan Meissner, who is the father of modern networking. He said, according to father of modern networking, these are 10 networking tips. Now the world will know that Nethila doesn't know so much about networking, but he's learning. So it's good to show that you don't know something, but use a article or some book or something to back your argument. That's a good question. Next.
Yeah, so does LinkedIn show everything we like support? Can't we keep it private if we like to?
No, that's the Facebook algorithm. I go and like somebody's thing on Facebook, nobody will see it. LinkedIn is something, professional. So why would I want to privately like something? LinkedIn wants to show so much of people that you have commented or liked someone. That is one reason why I go and like something. When someone says I'm looking for a job, I go and say support. So many people in my networks will see that Amita has commented or supported. So that person who is looking for a job can find a job easily because I have supported that. That is one reason why whenever I see that someone is looking for a job, I go and comment or support, because I want more people to see it. Good question.
Yeah, that's about it, Mr. Amida.
Yeah. So then that's about it. I mean, we can talk about this for a whole day. Yeah, but then we have spent good 1 hour and 50 minutes. I hope you have learned something. Follow people with good profiles like me, Nethila, or Mr. Dulithera. There are people who are really active on LinkedIn who post great content. Follow them so that you naturally will get a knack of it. All right, this is how things are done. LinkedIn also is adding so many features on a daily basis now. This counting the number of impressions, we had to use third-party tools earlier. Now they have given that feature. So they are adding so many features on a daily basis because they want more and more people to come and create content and get the benefit out of it. So for me also, my number one business development tool is LinkedIn. So I post on LinkedIn daily. So I would like to thank everyone for inviting me. And I am so happy to see that even as at now, we have around 190 people. That shows the enthusiasm. That's a great sign. You know, I'm so happy about the future of this country when people are serious about professional things, not gossip. So that's all from my side. If you ever want my help, I am more than happy to help the younger generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Amita. Wow, that was an amazing session. Thank you, Mr. Amita, and also Netila, for your informative workshop. I'm sure this was a big one for our participations as well. So I have to say, honestly, this session is the best start for we could get for the whole StudPro 5.0 program. So we would like to show our appreciation for the support and dedication you had given for this workshop. Would like to issue a virtual token of appreciation if you would like to accept it, sir.
Definitely, yes. This is more environmentally friendly also when you do something like that. Otherwise, if it is made out of plastic or something like that, imagine it's coming to my home and eventually getting into I'm a very environmentally friendly person. I love it this way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And with that kind words, we have a special announcement on upcoming art and robotic competition. Art and Robotic Competition 2022 local round, which is conducted by IEEE Sri Lanka section and powered by IEEE Art and now opens for concerns under the team for this year competition of robotics for healthcare. In collaboration with IEEE R10, IEEE Sri Lanka section, IEEE PsychSL, IEEE Young Professionals Sri Lanka, and also IEEE WIE. And happy to inform that the winners of first stage will be awarded and directly selected to R10 level stage 2, and stage 2 winners will be funded to participate in the final rounds at R10 physically. You can find more information about this from our website. So go through it and show your talents to the industry. So having said that, we have come to the end of today's session. Before that, I would like to invite the Vice Chairperson of StudPro 5.0 to deliver the vote of thanks. Aya, the stage is yours.
Yeah, Vimasha, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're audible.
So, good evening, everyone. I consider it an honor to deliver the vote of thanks on this special occasion. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Amita Kamake and his son, Nithila, for their phenomenal session. It was very informative, and I suppose everyone got the best out of it. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to IEEE Young Professionals Sri Lanka for being the supporting pillar behind all our hard work. It's my pleasure to thank the IEEE R10 Sri Lanka Section Student Activities Committee for their immeasurable support throughout this process. Finally, I'd like to thank you all for participating and making this event a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Aya. And also, our organizing committee will be providing feedback for, and feel free to leave a comment on today's workshop, because after all, your valuable feedback is our only reward we get. So go through the form and that we put in the chat and give us a feedback. So with that words of thanks, let's end today's session. I guess this session is also so valuable one for you and your career life as well. So thank you so much for being with us for whole time. And again, I'm Vimasha Lianage, logging off as today's moderator. And thank you, Karina Ya, for helping me as the co-hosting. So have a good night and stay safe.